Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. Today, I will be doing a review on Insecure Season 4, Episode 3. This episode is titled Low-Key Thankful. Another great episode. IssaRae and her team are doing an excellent job with this season. I'm really enjoying this season thus far. So let's get into the review. The episode opens up with Lawrence and Condola. I believe they're at Lawrence's house, and they're waking up, having pillow talk, whoop whoop whoop, and we're awakened by Condola's annoying alarm. That alarm on the iPhone, I don't know if Android users has it, but that alarm is horrible. Like, it literally is designed to give you a heart attack. I don't know how anybody can use that alarm. Like, it's kind of frightening. But anyway, so they're at Lawrence's and they're having some pillow talk. And he basically brings up, hey, Thanksgiving is like around the corner. Basically acknowledges that they both don't really have family in LA, and was wondering if she wanted to like have Thanksgiving with him. I think at his friend's house he was inviting her to, and then she was like, well, actually, I'm having a Friendsgiving, with obviously her friends. And he was like, oh, okay, do you want me to come? And she was like, yeah. So she invited him. We'll get to that point later. If you watch the episode, you know why I'm saying that. But nonetheless, she invites him to her Friendsgiving. Now, when the episode opened up, it was Lawrence in the bathroom. It looks like he was basically like rehearsing over like interview questions or things that he wanted to say. Turns out that Lawrence is looking for a promotion at his job. So when he walked into work that day, front office girl was like, hey, yeah, the meeting's been canceled. They have to postpone it. And the whole office just looks kind of frazzled. Something doesn't seem right. Turns out people are being laid off. Like a good percentage of people in the company were being laid off. Lawrence's job was secure, but that does make him nervous because, he still is probably worried about his job. And then two, he wanted to elevate. He wanted to get a promotion. He has a lot of fears of being stuck or going backwards. Obviously we know the history of Lawrence. He was unemployed for several years. He was just working at Best Buy last season. So he's definitely got fears of, going backwards. So yeah, good luck to Lawrence with that. Let's see. Okay, so Issa and Lawrence actually run into each other at a restaurant. Issa's, at the restaurant just chilling, doing some work. In walks Lawrence. They have like cool conversation. They have cool banter going on between them two. They're joking around, being funny. Obviously these two have a lot of chemistry, and it was nice as a viewer to see them in that element of of just being fun and like cracking jokes, like not romantic necessarily, but just like being cool. And in the middle of all the laughter, in walks Condola, and she just made it so awkward. Like, for someone who doesn't want it to be awkward, she makes it awkward to me. Like, I know Issa is awkward, but Condola, just in that moment, it was just weird. And I guess Condola had put Issa onto that restaurant, you know what I mean? So it was just weird. The way Condola and Lawrence were acting, they were almost acting as if like Issa had to get up. Like, she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go. Like, take my food to go. Peace out. It was awkward. And as she's walking out, she looks back and she sees the two of them kissing and cuddling up. And, her facial expression, it seemed like it bothered her, which it would bother any human being. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like even like deep down, if you're cool with your ex moving on, you still don't want to see it like right in your face. It's still awkward. So, I felt for her. Awkward moment. Sorry, y'all know I gotta have my notes, honey, because Insecure, these 30-minute episodes, although we complain about 30 minutes, a lot does happen. So forgive me if I'm stumbling over my notes. So later in the episode, Molly and Issa are going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving. Nice to see them hanging out. Well, the conversation conversation comes up. Basically, Molly asks Issa if she should invite Andrew to Thanksgiving dinner at her family's house. Issa basically was like, "Ooh, girl, you know, you don't want to turn into old Molly again and scare him off." Molly was offended. Now, this is the thing. I agree with Issa. I feel like Molly and Andrew's relationship is still very like new and very fresh. And in my opinion, I feel like it's too soon to bring your very new boyfriend. At this point, did they even make it official? I can't remember in the episode, but nonetheless, a very new boyfriend. You're bringing him to your families for Thanksgiving. I just feel like that's really intimate. And like, if I bring you around my family, that means we're super, super serious and like we are super official. And it's just, I feel like it was too soon, but Molly got offended. And then basically, oh yeah, the block party gets mentioned and Condola's name gets mentioned. And then Molly, you know, goes into the whole, "Girl, I can't believe you over there, you know, acting like it don't bother you that they're together, blah, 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 blah." And Issa was like, "No, it doesn't bother me." You know what I mean? Like, actually, I bumped into them the other day. And Molly was like, "Oh, really? How was that?" And of course, it was awkward, but Issa doesn't let Molly know. She's just like, "Yeah, it was fine. Like, it was great. It's cool." Like, and it's, I'm kind of like Molly, like, "Bitch, stop fronting. You know it don't, you know it bothers you." But Issa doesn't want to admit that. And Molly sarcastically says, "Well, I'm glad your throuple is going well." And Issa was like, "Bitch, you was just in a throuple with Dro like yesterday. Like, don't come for me." And she was like, for Molly to even feel comfortable to fix her lips to say something like that, I just feel like, sis, let's not forget what situation you were in. Like, you were in the craziest listen to me. That one situation that Molly was in, like, takes over any stupid thing that Issa has done. I'm talking about from season 1 to now. That situation Molly was in, that throuple with Dro, bitch, you couldn't say nothing to me ever in life. You could never check me for shit. Like, because I'm always gonna, let me not be petty, I'm not gonna throw it in your face, but bitch, you can't come for me. Anyway, I'm sorry, Molly's I can't. This is fucking crazy. Anyway, then Molly comes back at Issa and says, "Well, at least I'm not fucking for freebies and..." Did she say freebies and toiletries? Or she said, "I'm not fucking for weed and toiletries." I said, bitch. I had to like clutch my pearls on that one. Like, they basically just going at it, like just verbally, just shots fired back and forth, basically. It was just crazy. And then they're both like, you know, "What's going on? Like, do we need to talk?" Like, and they both kind of acknowledge like, okay, things have been a little awkward. Not awkward, what do they say? They're like, basically things have been a little bit off between them. And they basically say, you know, okay, let's table it for today and we'll talk about it at Thanksgiving, which I think was a horrible idea. First of all, who wants to have a serious conversation on a holiday? Thanksgiving is supposed to be fun and joyful and like carefree. Like, why would you want to have that type of conversation on Thanksgiving? I never understood that part. It's weird to me. They made a huge mistake by doing that. They should have handled the situation then and there. So that is a mistake they made, and they're both guilty of that. So it is Thanksgiving Day, and Lawrence goes to Condola's house, kind of helps her like set up a little bit before the rest of the guests arrive. And Condola has like a leaky, her sink is like messed up or whatever, and he offers to help her fix it, which I'm like, okay, Lawrence, like something like that. Like, if a dude is trying to help like fix your stuff, like they're serious, like they're trying to be serious. And you know what, all in all, besides Lawrence's little hoe moment that he had, was that last season, I think overall he is y'all, I thought I saw a bug. No. He is a relationship type of guy. So whatever. He offered the grand gesture of fixing her sink. So Molly arrives to her parents' house, and Molly is being awkward towards her father. If you guys remember from last season, Molly had found out that her father once cheated on her mother. Now, this took place years ago and her parents worked through it, but this was the first time that Molly had heard of this information. She did not take it well, and it looks like since then Molly has held a grudge against her father. We know she's good for holding grudges. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll get to it a little bit later. So Issa and her brother head to their mom's house for Thanksgiving, and Wendy Raquel Robinson plays Issa's mom. I thought that was genius. It was so awesome to see her on screen. Haven't seen her in a while. Most of us know her from the 90s and early 2000s. When she played on the Steve Harvey show, loved her. And also later on in the 2000s, she played on the hit show, The Game. So awesome to see her. I thought that was perfect writing to have her in there as Issa's mom. So basically her husband had slipped and fell, hurt himself, whatever, in the kitchen. So basically the ambulance was there. They had to go to the hospital, and she was like, okay, y'all stay because people are coming to the house, blah, blah, blah. Issa and her brother were like, I ain't staying, bye. You know, so they dip out and go do their own thing. What happened next? Let's see. Sorry, y'all. These notes, man. I wrote a lot of notes tonight, y'all. Condola's friend. Okay. Woo. So people at the house, you know, Condola's Friendsgiving, and you know, good conversation going. Cute. And basically they're talking about work. And one of Condola's friends works in the same field as Lawrence. And when Lawrence said what company he works for, she was like, oh yeah, I heard there's some changes going on over there, basically. Kind of put him on the spot. And he was like, yeah, you know, there's some stuff going on. He's like, my job is secure, you know, but, you know, I'm probably gonna leave anyway. Like Lawrence is very, very, very insecure about when it comes to just his job. And I think he's even more insecure about it because of dating Condola. Like, I think, you know, Condola comes off like a really well put together girl and very career driven and like just a smart, super independent chick. And it's just like, I know he does not want her to know that like this dude was working at Best Buy just last year. Like, he's trying to hide that as well as he can. So it's definitely an insecurity of his, which I understand, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to admit that they were a bum, you know, which he was. But anyway, so back to Molly's house with her family. She's showing her mom a pic of Andrew. And her mom was like, oh, okay, he's cute, you know, a little Asian babe, you know, whatever, making little jokes in here and there. And basically, her mom was like, you know, why didn't you invite him over? I don't really remember what Molly's response was, excuse me, but I still stick with my original idea. I don't feel like she should have invited him over, but whatever. Issa and her brother go to this Mexican restaurant. I was just like, you know what? This shit was lit. Like, they went to this Mexican restaurant. It was gonna be like an hour wait. So she texts Molly and was like, hey girl, like shit got crazy over here. I'm gonna keep you posted as far as like what time I can make it over there for pie. And Molly's immature petty ass gonna text back talking about some do you girl. My thing is like, okay, like if any of my friends, like I hate when people cancel on me, especially if I'm looking forward to the plans. I hate when plans get canceled that I'm looking forward to. But if one of my friends was like, oh, you know, shit got crazy or something crazy happened, my response is gonna be like, oh, word, like, are you good? Like, what happened? You know, is everything okay? Like, Molly didn't show any sign of concern, which I thought was hella rude. And then you're gonna text back talking about some do you girl. Like, bitch, please. I can't deal with her rude ass. So back to Condola's house. They're having like, again, her and her friends are having conversation, and basically it comes up. Condola admits that she never wants to plan a wedding ever again. You know, Lawrence kind of shows a little bit of concern, and I'm just like, dude, you got to be a little bit sensitive. This girl just got through a divorce. Like, I feel like anyone who just went through a divorce, no one's going to be like, yeah, I want to get married again. Like, maybe ask them a year or so post-divorce, but like, it's too fresh. So But Lawrence is, he's taking it in and starting to think to himself like, well, shit, damn, didn't know that. It's like, they're still new, you know what I mean? They don't really know each other. So I feel like they're still in the learning phase. But Lawrence goes into the kitchen and Condola's drunk friend, I forget that actress's name. She has like a show on HBO as well. She's like a comedian. I forget her name, but she was drunk. She was drunk, and she basically said to Lawrence, like, you're the best thing that happened to her since her divorce. Like, she's able to get loose and have fun. And Lawrence was like, well, damn, like, it's like damn near like a F buddy, like, so he didn't really like what the friend was saying, and now his wheels are starting to turn, and he's like, wait a minute, am I like her F buddy? Like, is this some casual shit? Because that's, obviously he wanted something serious. So yeah, that was awkward. Issa and her brother have a really nice, like, candid conversation. And basically, she opens up to him and finally admits to someone that it does bother her, that Lawrence is with Condola. She finally admits that. And basically, she said, I have to quote this, I wrote this down. She said, I got the work in progress, and she is reaping all the benefits of his time with me. Listen, Linda. Any woman who has any type of life experience with dating or whatever, I'm sure, like, we all can relate to that quote. Like, I'm sure we can all relate to that shit. Like, you're with somebody, you deal with them, you work with them, you like build them up, and then they move on. And then the person they move on with, they either treat them better than you, they get married to them, whatever the situation may be. In this case, it was just like, it was simple shit. Him taking Condola out to lunch, which I think is just crazy. But even that, Issa was like, damn, I didn't get that. Like, but that shows that we need to stop accepting bare minimum from these dudes. Like, you can't accept bare minimum. Like, we also have to raise our standards for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, but that was very, very triggering. I have been in that situation and it sucks, but I guess it's a part of life and a part of learning. But, ooh, honey, I know we were all triggered by that one. Twitter was lit up, honey. The girls was retweeting the shit out of that line, okay? But, so back to Molly's house. Molly and her fam are about to play my favorite game, Taboo. Well, honestly, Uno and then Taboo is my favorite game, but whatever. They about to play Taboo. And basically, Molly's being a petty ass bitch and doesn't want to be on the same team as her father. So her brother peeps that and it was like, let's go in the kitchen real quick. So he basically like, look, sis, you gotta ease up on dad. And she's like, but how can he do that to mom? Da, da, da. And he's like, look, he is just a nigga that fucked up, okay? Like, he's just regular. He's a regular human being. He messed up, but be happy that he fixed his error and found a way to improve it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be happy, like, appreciate that he messed up, but he was able to fix it. And their parents are still together. Like, if your mom was able to move on, sis, you got to be able to move on, okay? Like, that was real. That was real. Our parents are just regular people who happen to be parents, okay? And they fuck up too. So I'm really glad they wrote that in where the brother was able to humble her ass. So, okay. What happened here? I'm so sorry. What the hell did I write? Okay. Sorry. Back to Condola's house. It's like the end of the night, Lawrence is helping her clean up. He's like, this was an awesome night. Had so much fun. Thank you so much for inviting me. And this bitch, Condola, is going to say, well, you kind of invited yourself. I was like, bitch, what? You got some set of balls saying, like, to me, it was just mad rude. And I'm just like, I don't get it, sis. He said, do you want me to come? You said yes. That's inviting him. You could have simply said, it's just going to be like us girls, or it's just going to be like, my real intimate friends. We're just going to keep it really small. Like, she could have found excuse to get out of it. But you invited him, bitch. So it's an invite. Oh, rude ass. He was like, he was offended, and I would have been offended too. He was like, okay, well, damn, I guess your drunk friend was right. Basically, I'm an F buddy. And she was like, did she say that for real? So child, they go on a whole back and forth argument. He basically is like, you know, is this about your ex? Like, are you over him? And she is like, yes, I'm over him. This has nothing to do with him. And she was like, if anybody has anything, no, she was like, if anyone should be worried about an ex, it should be me. Because you and Issa are like this and laughing and kiki and y'all have mutual friends. And so she went on a whole rant. And then she poses a question to him. She says, if Issa never cheated, would y'all still be together? I found it to be a really weird question because I just feel like, I mean, I think to me, I would have asked like, why did she cheat? Or like, what was the reason? I don't know. I just feel like that question was weird. Like, how is he supposed to answer that? Oh, if she didn't cheat, will we still be together? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if something else would have happened down, but like, but we don't get an answer from Lawrence, so we don't even know if he answered her question or not. So it's the end of the night. Issa sends Molly a text basically putting off the conversation, saying she's not gonna be able to make it. Let's talk another time. And Molly's just like, okay, sure. Again, now Issa, I know I get on Molly's ass, but Issa, you was wrong. You keep putting it off, and it's never good to keep putting stuff off, people. We've all done it. We're all guilty of it. It's not good. They should have had the conversation. And she put it off again, and furthering, just digging the hole. Just keep digging the hole, and it's just making it worse. Lawrence is on Instagram that same night, going through everybody's IG stories for Thanksgiving, which I really like. They showed like Kelly's house and Tiffany and Derek and some other people, and then he got to Issa's IG story and saw that she and her brother was at the Mexican restaurant having a, you know, little turn up Thanksgiving, and he replied to one of her, you know, stories and put the little laughing emoji, and she was about to respond. It's like a little ... and then the episode ended off with Maya's hit song Case of the Ex. I was like, that was the perfect touch. Yes, I always had a feeling that Condola, you know, was going to be the person or the thing, if you will, to bring Issa and Lawrence back together. Whether it happens this season, it's going to happen later on. I know in my heart of hearts, Issa and Lawrence will get back together at the end of this, okay? That is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please watch, what am I saying? Please like, comment, subscribe. I gotta go to bed. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.